What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another brand new Division video, and today I am going to be showing you guys my 4-piece Alphabridge setup that I use when I'm in the DZ trying to go rogue, or just overall in the DZ when I'm playing by myself or maybe with the group, as well as I'm running a Savage gloves and a backpack high end, which I will get into in a little bit. But before we do actually get in the video, if you guys do enjoy this video, you guys find it enjoying, you guys find it helpful, make sure to drop a like on the video and subscribe. Also, if you guys are new to my channel, it takes 10 seconds, it helps the channel, and I appreciate it, and it helps the video get out there as well. But without further ado, let's get right into the video. So, first of all, if you guys don't know what Alphabridge is, I will be going through all the gear you guys will see right here. If you guys don't know what Alphabridge is, essentially what it is you use two of the same weapons in the same category, and for me, I'm using two SMGs in this build, so you have to use two SMGs. They don't have to be the same SMGs, but in this video, I am using a MP5 and a tactical AUG. As you guys can see, I'll show you guys the rolls on all those weapons after we get through this. But first of all, you guys can see that the 4-piece that I am running are Alphabridge. Obviously, you guys can see that this gear set has 774 armor. First of all, guys, if you guys can, I would try rolling armor as much as you guys can. Obviously, the pieces that I have aren't the best in the world, but they are pretty decent. They are pretty good for this build, as well as my stats are pretty decently high with this build as well. Not as high as the other builds that I might run, but this build is pretty good, and I'm starting to like this build the more and more that I use it in the DZ when I'm playing with my friends. Obviously, you guys can see my holster as well. You guys can see that I have armor rolled on just about everything that I possibly can. Also, keep in mind, guys, that I do have level 3 mods on. I am running 3 level 33 stamina mods, and I am also running 2 level 33 firearms mods that all have armor rolled on them as well, guys. So keep that in mind, that this mitigation is around 60% on this build, which is pretty high. 70% is the max for mitigation, which is just about almost impossible to get. So just keep that in mind, that I am running level 33 firearms mods for this build. Maybe you guys don't have them, so your guys' stats might suffer just a little bit. But you guys can see right here that the gloves that I have are actually Savage gloves. You guys can see that the critical chance is increased by 7% of targets when targets are out of cover. You guys can see that these are probably some of the best Savage gloves that I've ever got, with not only the armor that is rolled on it, but also it also had critical hit damage and critical hit chance already on it, and then I re-rolled for the SMG damage. Now, this backpack right here is a pretty decent backpack, but it's definitely not the best backpack. You definitely don't want resourceful on it. That's not probably the one that you want on it, but there are some better builds that you can get with a backpack, as long as they're not resourceful. Like I said before, this isn't the best backpack in the game. I just know that I didn't really want to run like a random backpack. I need a backpack that's going to probably get me some skill power. You guys can see that my skill power is lacking. Once I get a new backpack, the skill power could probably go back up to like 80 or 90k, so everything will probably be sorted back out after that. But other than that, guys, you guys can see that the build is pretty decently well. As long as you guys have 4-piece Alphabridge, that is pretty decent. I would recommend running a high-end backpack that you guys have that maybe has some good stats on it, some good rolls on it already, as well as Savage gloves are definitely needed for this build. So, onto the guns that I'm actually using. Like I said before, I am using a Navy MP5, and you guys can also see that I am using a tactical AUG or a tactical AUG. The rolls on the Navy, you guys can see right here, the Navy MP5. The green ones are actually the rolls that are on my secondary weapon, so obviously Unforgiving, Deadly, and Responsive are on my AUG, and the other 3 rolls are actually on my Navy MP5. Obviously, you guys may or may not want to use SMGs. You guys could try this out on a shotgun. You guys can try this out on assault rifles. I have tried this out on the shotguns. I used a Remington R78 with a showstopper. It was pretty fun, although I was getting shredded quite a bit with this build that I had on with shotguns, because I didn't really do too much damage with my showstopper. I was just trying to have a little bit of fun with it. But yeah, guys, this build can be used for anything. Most people probably use them for shotguns the most, as well as SMGs the most. I haven't tried them with LMGs. I haven't tried them with marksman rifles. They probably wouldn't be too good at marksman rifles. But you guys can see that the mods that I'm running all have armor rolled on it, like I said before. But overall, this build, I would give it probably an 8.5/9 out of 10. I'm really starting to love this build. This is probably becoming one of my favorite builds in the game for myself, in my opinion. This is probably the second most used build in the game, maybe other than Banshee. But this build is definitely worth it, guys. I recommend you guys to try out this build. But other than that, guys, this is all I got for you guys today. I'll catch you guys in the next video tomorrow. Peace out.
face. Tell me that you love me, even if it's fake, cause I don't fucking care.